I am literally the living genius. I have timed this absolutely perfectly. May have slightly lost track of time, but it is what it is, isn't it? Anyway, good evening all. Welcome along to another stream on the interwebs. Second one in 2 days in a row, actually. So not bad from me. Not bad from me. Hope everyone's doing well. Back again with the IFR. I'm not actually racing this time, so some might say that's a good thing. Ethan would say that, yeah. So I've got. I'm just going to send the link out to my mates. I'll get the thumbnail on in a second. Just it's a pain actually getting it all up, but I'll get it all sorted in a second. I literally did the thumbnail like just before, so bit dash for time, but we move. Anyway, anyone welcome along. Today's race is in Japan. Classic track on the Formula 1 calendar. Only 11 people this race. It was meant to be 15, but 4 of them just decided to, well, how do I put this, not turn up, so is what it is, isn't it? But we move. Anyway, currently it looks like Briggsy is the quickest car on track. I raced him yesterday. Well, he wanted to race me yesterday, but well, I may have got damage on the second race. I may have ever so slightly spun on the first races. So yeah, is what it is. I'll look at your comment in a second. Just doing the thumbnail for the stream. Nothing much to really too much to commentate over qualifying. So yeah, I do. So before you say I sound more alive this week, yeah, I do. Past couple of weeks has been absolute stinkers. I mean, every week's a stinker, but it's what it is, isn't it? It's what it is. Right. Okay, thumbnail. Okay, thumbnail's up now. I will just check the stream comments. Nazareth seems to be struggling. Surprise! That's actually a surprise. I did not expect Nazareth to be that far down. Albert and Era Voice are out already. But Briggsy, Alpha Stuns and TKD. I raced with Alpha Stuns and Briggsy yesterday. Both really quick drivers, actually. Both pretty quick drivers. TKD, obviously, I mean, he had his win in Canada, so he definitely has the pace. They couldn't have Slayer in 5th, that's a good position for him. Nazareth seems to have left and joined back. That's probably why he's not really had the best of starts. But your pole, and I don't think that's Nazareth on. That can't be Nazareth on pole. I can't even see his lap time. I mean, Briggsy's still purple. Bloody meant yes. Hello, John. Hello. It's hard to tell who's actually. Albert was disqualified. It's some delays actually. But then, oh no! Apparently Nazareth is on pole with no lap time. I'm not really sure what to think of that. Apparently, yeah, but apparently Briggsy was 1 minute 39.818 seconds slow. So this game's trying to tell me that Nazareth's got a lap time of 0.000.000. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's possible. Strangely, slightly odd. I will admit that is slightly odd. But we move. Anyway, yes, hello John, how are you? 4 viewers now, not too bad, but that's a very odd qualifying session. I'm going to open a Coke Zero and hopefully forget about that. It's blown up all on my legs. That's all. Oh, it's a wet race. Oh yes, things you love to see. Now this is what we'd love to see, a heavy rain, wet race. This is going to be absolutely brilliant. This is going to be a brilliant race. We've had more wet races now than we ever had in the original IFR, so this is going to be an interesting one. Tires can probably last to the end easily. but it's going to be a strategy, and, well, will people absolutely ruin it? Sweet, well, I'm literally saying it to everyone, I know very much. Anyway, here we are, preparing for the grid of the 2020 IFR Christmas Friendly. And away we go then in Japan. Nazareth's still somehow on pole, but Nazareth's getting a really good start actually, as most of the grid is quite contained. Era Voice has contact with Broggers as there's some debris in the background. Briggsy goes down the inside. Briggsy going to be spun round. He's holding it. Can he hold it round? He's managed to hold it somehow. That's absolutely mental. But that's given TKD the opportunity to storm up into second place, and given the opportunity for Nazareth to storm off into the lead. Relatively, well, no spinners in the first corner. Everyone's managed to keep their car on track. It is heavy rain conditions. I'm not sure if the rain will stop or anything. I have no clue. I've not seen any weather report. Unlike the first race in Canada, this is completely different. As Alpha Stuns is going side by side with Pergarith, and he's gone straight off the track, and that was onto the grab. Someone went off in the gravel in the background. That was Alpha Stuns. He must have spun. No, he's still on track. Surprisingly, as we through the two fast corners, we go. Still relatively clean. Will we see any late moves into the hairpin? We're up to 5 viewers. It's always lovely. A side by side in the background between Era Voice and Alpha Stuns. Round the slight kink into the hairpin. He goes round the outside. Looks for a move onto Broggers as well. Doesn't quite pull it off. Era Voice. And it's 3 wide just up ahead there, as you can see here with Gagata. And Era Voice into the wall, glitching everywhere. And he's out of the race as well. His whole wheel just decided to come off and just give up with life. We move further up the grid, and for once Slayer actually hasn't ruined himself on the first lap. He's still going in a very respectable 5th place, as Briggsy is surprisingly fallen down to 3rd, but he's chasing TKD going up the hill into 130R. Pretty mental first lap. No safety car though, surprisingly, considering the fact we've already lost someone on the first lap. Will he go for a move down into the chicane? Let's go, boys. Yes, Freddie, we got a wet race. I know, it's crazy. Already, there's no safety car though. As TKD goes incredibly wide into the chicane, that's going to give Briggsy a really good chance to exit. Briggsy is incredibly fast in the wet. I practiced with him on Friday, and he's absolutely rapid. So as Nazareth's bar looks to it, it's down the pit straight we go, side by side between the 2 podium places. Into turn 1 camp. Will Briggsy go around the outside? He's been pushed wide onto the grass, into the wall. Does he have damage? I can't quite see. His front wing still looks to be relatively intact. No, he has severe damage. Half of his front wing's missing. 2 unlucky races for Briggsy. There's Dakunha somehow into 3rd place. What a mental first couple of laps. As Pergriff's also chasing Alpha Stuns. Alpha Stuns struggling in these conditions. Broggers has had a shocking first lap. He did get damage on that pit straight, but I don't think it was that bad as he pits for a new front wing. As Briggsy has had another mistake as Albert has gone past him. Briggsy's struggling with these tyres as Broggers gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Already penalties are awarded them. Briggsy's struggling so much on that with that lack of a front wing. Luckily everyone will be quite slow anyway because it's a wet race, but he's going to be absolutely sweating in that cockpit. Slayer is now looking for a move on Briggsy. Briggsy must be absolutely raging in that cockpit as Slayer nearly loses the back end out of the hairpin. I'll put the track map on then so we can see where everyone else is. Brogger's absolutely miles behind. And TKD, I didn't see what happened between them, but TKD has managed to get into the lead of the race. Nazareth must have made a mistake at some point. I'm not sure where or how he made it, but it's half a second between Slayer and Briggsy. Briggsy's going to be absolutely crawling through 130. I would be surprised if we see a move from Slayer. Maybe Slayer's got his wet weather practice in after the chaos for him and the absolute downfall was for Canada. He goes wide at 130. It's going to give him a warning. Does Slayer go for a cheeky little move? Doesn't look like it. It'd be interesting to see if Briggsy can pit because he looks to be holding damage here. It looks like he's gone wide. Is he pitting? Yeah, he's gone into the pits. It's going to give Slayer 5th place. TKD also sets the fastest lap off the race. That's always good for him as the grid is quite spread out. Surprisingly, only 11 people turned up. I can see why now as it's a wet race, but as Slayer goes wide, these first two corners are so hard to brake for in F2 cars. Even harder in the wet, trust me, I know. Briggsy down into 9th place. He'll still easily be out ahead of Broggers. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but 1 minute 30 behind. Yellow flag up ahead. Nazareth must have spun. He's reset to track, I believe. I think we'll have to have a look at that, but it looked like he did reset to track, so that will be a qualifying ban from him next race. Unfortunately, he has damage as well, so something's happened. Maybe contact with a fellow driver or contact with the barrier. I have to see if we can get anyone else's opinion or voice on that, and if they saw it as he goes wide through to some of the fastest corners in the track. Up the hill we go. Keep an eye on, let's have a look at the details. People seem to be taking the wide line and then really curling it at the end. Nazareth, one of the ones that really do that, but he looks to somehow be getting better exits and has more speed than Slaves. He's clearly went off the track because of that damage he has on his front wing. As you see, so we've got two drivers that have stopped already. Everyone obviously on wet tyres, as Gagata has got past Pergrips. Position change, we have the top 5. I mean, Albert has gone up 7 positions remarkably. That's a fantastic race for him already. If he doesn't spin out in the wet with the pressure he'll undoubtedly have on him. Into 130 we go, see how much he lifts off. Goes down to 5th gear. He's still got some relative pace, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pit stop from him at the end of this lap. It looks to be Albert de Vries chasing to Kunha. Albert is probably the quickest driver out of the two, unsurprisingly. He's definitely right. Boggers has had shocking races. Down the start of the straight we go. Another unfortunate race with Briggsy, as yes, Nazareth has pitted. That's going to put Alpha Stunts in 5th place, but Slayer in 4th place. Keep on, we have 2 races. It'd be interesting to see if the second race is dry. I don't know. I don't think any of the drivers know either if the second race is going to be dry, but it's absolutely pouring down. Nazareth is falling right down the pack wall. He should come out ahead of Briggsy. It's going to be close, but he probably should. No DRS, of course, in the wet, so it just comes down to raw driver skills. De Kunha goes a bit wide. I think he might have tapped the grass slightly. I'm not quite sure. But that last corner going downhill, as we saw from me yesterday when I spun out twice in the practice race, is a pain, and in the wet it's going to be even worse. 6/10 the gap between Albert and De Kunha are now. TKD is stormed off 6 seconds ahead. He'll be lapping Broggers soon enough. As De Kunha takes the wide line, you see a lot of F1 drivers do that, as both of them correct their steering and seems to have oversteered on exit. Had another sip of the Pepsi cherry, I was out of breath. Shut up, Apple Watch. Anyway, into Spoon we go. De Kunha goes incredibly wide. He's practically at Fuji Speedway going that wide. I'm not sure what he's doing. As Albert de Vries seems to have corrected his steering, that's going to compromise him as well. Down the uphill straight we go into 130R. See who's quicker through here. Both relatively the same, actually. Mute me watch now, we should be alright as we are. Into the chicane. De Kunha doesn't quite clip the inside curb. Definitely Albert's got the better line as De Kunha spins out, the pressure's gone to him. He's trapped, he's on the gravel. Can he get back on track safely? Yes, he can. But that's made him fall down to 5th place, that is, as Alva Stans has got ahead of him, and Alva will be chasing Slayer. Slayer, surprisingly, somehow in 3rd. Let's also get That's Pilgrim completely, absolutely scuffing the chicane, cutting the whole second part. And he gets a 3-second time penalty, unsurprisingly. Got my headphones really loud as well. Anyway, predictions in the chat. Freddie, leave your predictions. Anyway, actually, anyone watching, leave your predictions. I've no idea if Ben's here. He said he'd be asleep. Briggsy then, second fastest lap. He's on the recovery drive, so interesting to see. The grid is relatively spread out. There's a yellow flag up ahead. Maybe there was a slight mistake from Alpha Stuns then, probably nearly spinning out or something. As that's De Kunha going wide. I think he went onto the gravel there. He's on to 6 viewers now. Hello, whoever you are. Remember, if you're watching, remember to leave a like. Helps out the channel, obviously. You know how it is. South the hairpin, another correction from De Kunha. Yeah, we got 5 people watching, so leave a like, all of you. Help support the channel as always. And boost the stream up the old algorithm, let's say. As there's a incident on the straight, as Broggers has spun round coming out of the chicane going into the pit lane. Dakunha will DNF, he's spinning so much, yeah. I can see a DNF from Dakunha. As his teammate Broggers has just spun as well, as we just saw. That's a shocking race for him. Gomex on. Hello John, good evening everyone, good evening Gomex, how's your day? Hope it's going well. Well, how's your evening now? It's evening here. And he's fallen 1 minute, but I can't see Broggers finishing this race at all, I really can't. I have to see how Dakunha's doing. He seems to have probably got his pace back, but out of the hairpin he's struggling. Broggers will recover next race, I think. He suits better drier weather. Yeah, he does seem to, yeah. I mean, Freddie saw the stream yesterday. Me and Broggers had a bit of a tussle, but we move all over that now. It's 1.5 seconds the gap between Slayer and Albert. I'm pretty sure that's gone down a bit actually. Surprisingly, only one DNF. And that's Era Voice, who barely made it past the first lap. Yeah, so Freddie, Gomex, John, all of you. Leave a like, helps the channel. Gomex says everything's fine, raining too much like the race. It's raining here as well. We're meant to have snow today. I swear where I am was like the only place in the country that doesn't have snow. And he's brought the gap down to 6/10. It's only side by side in the hairpin. Albert the right clearly struggling for pace. I'm not sure what's happening here. Does he go for a move around the outside? He lifts off. Albert the right blocking fiercely. He covers the outside for Spoon. Slayer's undoubtedly the quicker driver. Into Spoon we go. Bit wide from both drivers, but nothing too major. So onto the straight we go. I doubt we'll see an overtake into 130R. Depends how slow Albert is. I don't think he has damage. As Briggsy's got past Pergriffs. That's just before the hairpin on the mini-map. I don't quite think they're side by side anymore. Into 130R, we're going to ride on board with this. Both look to be, I think Albert was a bit quicker through there actually. But late braking from Slayer into chicane as Albert oversteers going into the chicane. He loses the whole car. He spins coming out of the chicane as well. He's definitely feeling the pressure as down the pit straight we go. As Pergriffs has had an absolute shocker. As he's spun off, he's on the grass at Spoon. He's gone further off track than Vettel did in 2018. Where is he going? He's also in Fuji Speedway, clearly, as he's back in Suzuka now. 2 temps separating these two is up into the S as we go. Albert will probably pull away here. It's dirty air. I know there's not too much in the F2 cars. Probably still happen. Through the left we go. Try not to touch the curves too much, although just straight up swing the car around. But Albert absolutely struggling. There's only 1 second separating Nazareth and Briggsy. We could potentially have a battle between the two championship contenders here. We ride on board with Alpha Stuns now. See how he's doing. He seems to be having an alright race. 5 seconds behind. These two though, tussling away. Slayer finally, deservedly having a good race. If Pergriffs gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, he must have had damage or something from his spin. Albert's slowing the hairpin again as Slayer spins. Oh, commentator's curse again. I'm so sorry Slayer, but he's spun in. That's ruined all the work he made up. So unfortunate for him. He could have definitely got into second there, but that's gonna give Albert the literal perfect opportunity just to breathe as Dakunha is also now pressuring Slayer as into Spoon we go. 2 seconds separating Briggsy and Nazareth now, so it seems to be putting away Briggsy. As Dakunha gets a bit of oversteer out of Spoon. Thought there'd be a spin there, but no. But Albert must be just so calm in that cockpit now. He's got a nice gap behind him. He's trying to chase the leader. Will he go for the undercut? It'll be interesting to see if he goes for the overcut. He's going for the overcut strategy then. That's quite interesting. As you can see, TKD putting into pit. TKD seems to be rapid on wet weather pace. A 6-10 separating these two. Dakunha pits for the undercut attempt then. As he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, that's going to compromise his whole race. Alpha Stuns is also pitted behind him. Will that give the opportunity for Gagatas to catch up? Yeah, it looks like it. Pretty sure he's had a stop already. We'll have to look at pit. Yeah, half the grid stopped already. Nazareth also got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. So that's going to compromise him quite a bit. But can Briggsy take his tyres to the end of the race? I can see it. Depends how far behind he is from the leader. He's 31 seconds behind. He can definitely come out ahead of Albert. 100%. Pit stops take a long time with F2, so I can definitely see that happening. Speed limit's slow and everything. He's been absolutely on it since obviously his little mistake. He seems to be having a nice calming race now though. Pergriffs and Broggers are absolutely miles behind everyone. As Albert's probably going to lap Broggers, so speaking of him. Briggsy catching up to Gagata. It seems to be 1.7 seconds separating them. Nazarus is also keenly waiting to try and get up the field. Keep in mind he was on pole, he's going to want to try and get a podium. Probably can. I think he can come out ahead of Albert as well. I think those two can probably get a 1-2. Just debates of who's going to win. Anyway, obviously if you're watching this stream and you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the channel, and all that. I do this every week, so as Gagata gets an awful exit down the pit straight, Briggsy's going for the move. He's passed him before 130i, that's a good move. As he passed, it looks to be Gagata's just got an absolutely terrible exit. Through 130i we go. Briggsy, the quicker driver through there, into the chicane. Does Gagata go through? If he brakes incredibly late, does he go into the back of Briggsy? Not quite, nearly does. But Gagata struggling greatly already. Keep in mind he hasn't stopped yet. As he goes into the pits now, I realise his tyres are just no good. But yeah, obviously if you're watching this, you've never watched my channel before, or you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I do this every week. Occasionally just upload some random videos, but mainly I'm recording some with Ben now after this, or for tomorrow. Or I just stream me racing, it depends really. Bit of everything on this channel in terms of F1, so be sure to stick around. Got some good things coming. You know, Briggsy's managed to make it up into 4th. He's not going to come out ahead of TKD because he's already pitted. So he's looked at them. Currently, he's in 2nd. Because I doubt TKD is going to go for another pit stop. In fact, no, he won't go for another pit stop. Briggsy has a little correction there, just a little one. Nothing too threatening. I do think Slayer and Albert have left their pit stops way too late. They're going to end up... It's hard to say actually. They're probably going to end up in about 6th, 7th place probably. I'd say they'd end up in about... I'd say Albert can end up in 5th. Slayer will end up in 6th. I'm not sure. As is a yellow flag, it's Broggers. He spun at his chicane in the exact same place as before. It's a mirror image. Does he have damage? He doesn't look like it. Is he going to the pits? No, he goes round the bollard. Is he going to go back on track? Yeah, now he is. There's yellow flag on the straight then. As TKD gets fastest lap. Surprisingly, no safety car. I mean, the conditions are absolutely appalling, so that's a big shock. But Broggers having the worst race of his life. Just nothing's going well for the man. Nothing at all. There's Albert and Slayer still up. I wonder if Slayer and Albert are going to go to the end of the race, because I'm pretty sure it's the same in F2 as it is in F1. You don't have to pit. If they do manage to get all 15 laps on those wet tyres, which will be screaming out with help, screaming help in a few laps time, or maybe this lap maybe there might be. I'm not sure, I don't really know wet weather tyre wear in F2, and especially not around this track. Because the only time I've gone around in the wet in this track was on the Thursday. No, the Friday practice, that was only light rain, so. And obviously had less fuel in the car. Wasn't pushing as much because it was obviously trying to get used to the track. But 2 seconds now. That's gone down shockingly quickly, so TKD is blitzing it. TKD is definitely the wet weather driver of this Christmas friendly, or so-called Christmas friendly. It's not really Christmas anymore, but he's definitely the wet weather driver of the friendly. He's got 1 race left after the, well, 3 races left. We've got the next 2nd race here in Japan. Then we got the 2 races in America next week, and then we're back in F1, finally. I know a lot of people will be happy about that, a lot of people getting fed up at the F2, I am a bit as well, but it's always good, it's always good. It's 2.2 seconds, TKD just in a league of his own with his car. It's just no mistakes at all race. 1.6 seconds the gap now, he's brought that down considerably. Slayer definitely struggling for his tyres then. As TKD short shifter, Slayer's struggling on those tyres. They're probably crying out for help, but he's not going to pit. There's no way he'd pit on lap 11 now. I don't know, maybe we might still see a pit stop, but Albert's just stormed off. He seems to be keeping control of his tyres quite well. He's keeping the paces. The gap's getting so small between these two. It'll be interesting to see if TKD waits until the main straight, but you know what, I don't think he'll have to. Slayer is so slow in the braking zones. His tyres are just, they're gone. As Briggs is about to lap Broggers as well, if you look on the mini-map. We'll keep an eye with this though. As Broggers has spun again, he had a mistake, that is. Saw the yellow flag anyway. Maybe it was just a small spin he managed to recover. That's another spin from him again. As these two then, still going at it. Slayer just Slayer's tyres crying for help. TKD's saying let's go get him. As down the straight we go. Will we see him move into 130R? In the wet, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Will it happen? He goes to the inside. It's going to happen. And he backs out of it. Ah, it's a shame. He might go for moving his chicane then. He's looking to the outside and switch to the inside. No, he's going to wait for the pit straight. Don't be trolling me like that, TKD. You should have gone through a 130R. Slayer up to get the better exit there, actually, surprisingly. No DRS still. The rain hasn't got any lighter. It's still absolutely caning it down. There's Thomas about to lap Pergriffs as well, and that's Albert the right about to lap Pergriffs. I can't see. Will we see another taken yesterday? Slayer's struggling a lot. Got past him. I've got a ball with him. He's absolutely hating this. Through the S as we go. TKD breathing down his neck. They're not going to stop, are they? I think Albert will probably, if he doesn't make a mistake, he can win. Into the fast king. As TKD gets a penalty, so does Slayer. Both shouldn't get for exceeding track limits. TKD for cutting the corner, Slayer for going a bit wide. Into the hairpin, he thinks about the outside move. Does he go for the switchback? He goes for the switchback. He gets a better exit, nearly spins. He's so close to the grass. So that's going to give Slayer a bit more breathing space then, but I think TKD will get another good exit out of Spoon. Dakun has also caught up. There's a yellow flag up ahead. I think that's another spin. Yeah, Broggers has spun it again. He's in the wall. No damage against still, but Broggers is... Yeah, dear. Only 3 attempts separating these up to 7 viewers. Be sure to leave a like, everyone watching. It would be greatly appreciated. Got a good battle here between Slayer and TKD, between second and third. Into the chicane we go. Slayer braking a lot earlier. TKD using those late brake. There's slight contact between the two. Onto the pit straight. Looks to the inside, can't make it. Looks to the outside, can't make it. Down the pit straight. Slayer weaves to the left. I thought there was contact there, but just lagging clearly. It's down the pit straight we go. It's Pergriffs gets a 3-second time penalty. Down the inside he goes. Nice move there. Slayer gets a switchback. Slayer's not going to give it up. It's through turn 2, still side by side. He's going to have to give it up. TKD managed to hold off Slayer's revengeful attack. After TKD went for the move, but fantastic overtake from TKD. Good defence in Slayer, but his tyres will not be allowing him. But he's still holding third. I doubt Briggsy will catch up, unless if Slayer makes a mistake. But if Slayer gets a podium, he'll undoubtedly be the driver of the day, because he deserves a podium. He's had some shocking races. But they're looking like they're about to lap Pergriffs as well, which is a surprise. Pergriffs is slow, he's very slow. Broggers is pitted again. That's going to be his third stop of the race. Jesus, man. He's done an absolute corker, hasn't he? Into Spoon we go. I mean, at least everyone finishing the race will be in the points. Yeah, Pergriffs lets them both pass. Slayer's fallen behind. Only 7/10 separating these two though, but Dakunda has a penalty. Gomex, if you're still watching, be sure to leave a like. John, if you're still watching, the same thing. Freddy, same for you. We gotta get boosted up the algorithm as Alpha Stuns goes a bit wide. Helps out the algorithm greatly. It's down the straight. Up the hill to 130R we go. Through 130R, Alpha Stuns, definitely the quicker car through there as Breezy gets fastest lap. He's pushing for third now. It depends what Slayer, just what penalty does Slayer. Slayer has a 3-second penalty, so Briggsy needs to get within 6 seconds before the end of the race. Can it happen? I'm not saying it's impossible, he's definitely quicker. But with 2 laps remaining... Oh, hang on. Slayer's still in third. Still in second. I didn't realise, but TKD has 8 seconds of penalties. 8 seconds. So he's down in. Oh god. Well, he's almost down. He's down in third, maybe even fourth at the moment. Yeah, I mean, if he gave... Nazareth gets another penalty. That's 6 seconds of penalties from him. Still pushing for Alpha Stuns. Alpha's definitely pulling away. Alpha Stuns using that wide line. Oh, Dakota's going to lose it. No, he's caught it. Going to lose a lot of time there. As Broggers gets a 3-second time penalty for track exceeding. That was it between turn 1 and 2. As up the hill we go. Into Spoon. Nazareth is... No, it's not Nazareth, it's a Pilgrim. Nazareth is... I mean, he's going to come over 5th. I mean, it's not bad. Well, actually, no, 6th at the moment. If he doesn't start pulling away from Alpha. I still think Nazareth is definitely going to have a penalty coming his way. Because there's no way you're going to be parked perfectly on the racing line without resetting the track. He 100% did. I mean, I think I did it by instinct yesterday. Thank God it was only a practice session. But yeah, you do it by instinct. I think we all get that. But it's in the rules. It states you can't reset the track. So, as I think Broggers... Oh, he spun it again. He's spinning more than I did yesterday. Broggers having probably the worst race of the entire season. I mean, in my eyes, it's karma from when he gave me winged out or when he turned it on me yesterday. So, it is what it is. Unfortunate for him, but I'm internally laughing. No, I'm kidding. Gap's got, yeah, the Kun has fallen down to 4 as someone. That's Gagatar, he spun at the chicane. Before he even hit the second bike, he fell on the grass. That's an unfortunate one for him. He's in 8th place, he'll be alright. I think that's Broggers. Yeah, Broggers coming through. I thought he'd maybe spun again as well, but no, he didn't. Into turn 1 and 2 we go. Keep an eye on everyone, doesn't seem to be as Albert wins, surprisingly, wins the Japanese GP TKD, I don't think he'll be in second. We'll have to see. He manages to hold second place. Maybe there was a mistake from Slayer in those last few laps. Briggsy comes home in fourth. Nazareth comes down the start finish straight to come home in fifth. Hello, Ethan. We had a wet race. Wasn't too bad. Ethan, if you could leave a like on the stream and boost the algorithms, that'd be great. There's your finish results for race 1. Fergus has obviously finished already as he crossed the line, but Gagatar still coming around the track to finish. But your top 3 are Albert, TKD, Slayer, and Slayer. Surprising, I did not expect Slayer to be getting a podium today, especially not in the wet, because after Canada, when that was a wet race, it wasn't fun for him. And there's 8 comments, but I can't see an 8th one. But yeah, Ethan liked the stream and stuff, helps the channel out. As I think that's Progress spinning again. Yes, no, maybe not, he must have just lost the back end. Dear Lord. What a shocking race from him. I think he's actually a lap behind everyone. I think he's still on lap 14. Dear Lord, that's not a good race from him, really, is it? It's a really poor race. Honestly, will he spin at the last chicane? Just no, he keeps it under control. Barely keeps it under control. Oh, there we go. No, yes, no, you will, Ethan, or I'll ban you in the IFR league from commentating, because in my mind I have that power. Anyway, time for race 2 now. No qualifying, obviously. As Albert, unsurprised he gets driver down. I mean, he made like 7 positions or something. That's an incredibly unlikely win from Albert. I did not expect that. I don't think anyone saw Slayer could get on the podium either after his shambolic races the past few, since the start of the Christmas friendly. No one saw that coming, but I'm glad to see him up there. I think everyone is. He does deserve it. There's your finishing grid for the first race. Albert taking the win. TKD in second, followed closely by Slayer in third, Briggsy 4th, Alphaston's 5th, Nazareth 6th, Takunha 7th, Gagatar 8th, Pergriffs 9th, Broggers 10th, and rounding off the grid with a DNF is Ira Voice in 11th place. Be sure to stick around for the second race of the evening. And that will be then after that, I'll be gone once again. Hard to say whether hey, oh, it's a dry race this time then. Oi, Ethan, you pong. I ain't having that. Anyway, it's a dry race again then. Well, not again. So, we'll have DRS, it'll be, I think it's 11 laps, isn't it? I did it yesterday, I should know these things. As we prepare to go underway for race 2 at Japan. As we leave the grid in Japan, the Gagatar on pole, Takuna in second, Nazareth in third. As Nazareth gets a fantastic start, it's going to be 4 wide into the first corner, maybe even 3 wide. Nazareth takes the lead, as that's Takuna being spun round in the background. Carnage as Slayer bashes into the back of Takuna. Up ahead, as yellow flag in second one. Obviously, unsurprisingly, thought that was a safety car then. But Pergris and Broggers fallen behind once again. Briggsy chasing Gagatar for third. Nazareth has taken the lead. Already with a fantastic move into turn 1. Briggsy all over the back of Gagatar. As Gagger's definitely struggling with the pressure. Out as into the two fast corners we go. Brixie cuts the corner, already using up one of his warnings. As Gagatar is also gone wide. He's gets past Brixie into second place. Gagatar definitely struggling. Into the hairpin we go. Then it'll be a race between the two. Then maybe there's a yellow flag behind that. Pergriffs, who has spun or been collided with. Very close to the Easter is down the hill we go to Spoon. Still relatively close to all the drivers. Gagatar obviously going to be wanting to hold the third place. Through Spoon we go. Really close between all these drivers here. Keep in mind this is the top three of last race. But they've been moved down because race 2 works as reverse gear side by side with Era Voice and Slayer down the straight to 130R. Who's going to back out first? Will anyone back out? Slayer is putting ahead. Era Voice has the inside line through 130R. Slayer's gone miles off the track. Has he hit the barrier? No, he hasn't. I don't think he did anyways. Back onto the track he comes. But Slayer, the victim of us. Gagatar has been either been spun round or has spun round. Looks to have been spun round with the way he's pointing, but we'll have to see if we can find out. As Slayer's pitting and maybe he's struggling with his tyres. As into turn 1 they go. Dakuna all over the back of Albert Dwight. Very hard braking from him as well as he nearly spins, but not quite. Only 410, only half a second separating the top two. Albert was on 79% tyre wear on the last lap. Interesting to see what Slayer can do on his recovery. He had a... Well, there's another one. He had a shocking race. Last race, second race in, absolute stinker already. But you've got 11 laps to recover. No one will pit, I don't think. Brixie's looking quick. As TKD gets a penalty for some reason. Maybe he's already used up his exceeding track limit warnings already. As we got a tyre, everyone's on the medium tyre. So not really much of a pace of it, just comes down to raw skill. And their setup is Nazareth clips the grass slightly. He's definitely so slow. Nazareth brakes early. Down the pit straight we go. He's going to have a slipstream to 130R, then down the pit straight if he gets a good exit out of the chicane. He's definitely gaining on him. It's down the straight we come. We won't see him move into 130R. Through 130R we go. As they both go off the track, Nazareth more so than Briggsy into the chicane. Nazareth holding his ground. Onto the pit straight, then it's just slipstream down there. No DRS enabled yet, not until the third lap, which is now. As Briggsy gets past this lap, definitely quicker than Nazareth, but he's good. He might go around the outside here. No, he goes switches to the inside, into turn 1, backs out of it. Nazareth does leave the room though. So almost a fight for the championship, this one. So up the hill we come, up through the S's. I love saying that. We're going to have a fight for the lead here. Can Nazareth regain his metal and pull away, or will Briggsy just absolutely cane him? It's an interesting line from Briggsy at the exit of the S's. I think it's a bit slower actually. Nazareth has pulled away to 7 temps. Into the fast corners we go. Might have been a corner cut there. To the hairpin now. This seems to be where Briggsy's quicker. Yeah, he pulled down to 8 temps already. He definitely seems to be quicker here. Into the hairpin. They have different lines. Same line from each of them. Most of the grid's surprisingly close, especially the top two, as I've just dislocated my fingers, it feels like. Down the hill we go. Briggsy lagging a bit, half a second though. As I'd say he's going wide, but he's just lagging everywhere, isn't he? He has DRS on the pit straight, remember, but he's back in the slipstream again. That'll bring him a bit closer. He's got purple sector 2 again. He's the quicker driver, definitely, even with the slipstream and dirty air. Into the chicane, Nazareth goes wide. Can Briggsy get a good... Doesn't see... Oh, it did compromise him quite a bit, actually. It's onto the pit straight we go. DRS for Briggsy, down the pit straight. Here he goes. To the inside. He'll probably be passing by the end. And he's passed. Nazareth can't fight that. Now it's just up to Nazareth to regain his metal and go for it again. He goes down the inside of turn 2. He goes for the move but doesn't pull it off. Oh, they must have had contact. We couldn't see because of the camera angle we got, but God, that was close. I haven't really seen too much battling from Nazareth. We had a bit in the F1 league around Spain where he got spun round. But most of the races he's won, he's led pretty much from start to finish. So it'll be interesting to see as he gets a time penalty for cutting the corner. He can't even deny that if he tries to, but it's what it is. As TKD gets fastest lap, he's looking quick again with the penalty. Alpha Stuns also has a penalty. Still so close between these two as Nazareth really loses it out the hairpin. Maybe he's struggling with tyres. He can't be. It's only 4 laps in. That's odd. And up through the hill we go. Into Spoon. 7 tenths separating them now. If gap stays like this, he'll have DRS down the main straight. There's no DRS down this straight. It hasn't been since 2018. I think they should bring it back personally, but it's what it is. Aira Voice gets a 3-second time penalty for track exceeding. As Nazareth goes wide again at 130R. Very late braking from him as well as his chicane. Not a terrible line. Still in within DRS range. Briggsy kicks up a bit of dust. He does have DRS. Down the straight. Nah, I can't see a move happening. Not at all. It's only half a second. Separating Alpha Stuns and Albert as Alpha goes to the grass. Does he go for the move? He goes for it late as Alpha goes wide, still side by side through turn 2. He's got through. Fantastic move. There's only 2 temps separating these two. Briggsy clearly a bit slower in the first sector then. It's up through what I believe is called Dunlop. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to engross with this track. Good track? Not really. It's a good track. I do believe it should be an F1. It's an iconic track. I just don't really know the corner names. It's very close between them. It's coming on a slight kink and into the hairpin. Does he go for a late dive bomb? He breaks that. He thinks about to the outside, pulling the switch back. Doesn't pull it off, but he's still close to him. Same back here. All these are quite close as Alpha Stuns loses it slightly. Takunda's going to go and try and go past him. Side by side between the two, not quite yet. It will be soon though. Keep an eye on this one. I can definitely see 3 temps being gained here. Only a temp separating these two as well. As yellow flag in the hairpin. Pilgrims is out. He must have crashed. Did he go straight on? That's a really odd place to crash actually. There's less than a tenth here. I can't see Broggers going for the move. A safety car is deployed. Must have been quite a hefty impact. We'll have to look at TKD. His car's not there. I think he just crashed into the wall. It looked like on the map. But a safety car's deployed there. That's going to bring the grid closer. As Nazareth gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Pilgrims left. Oh dear. Going to soft tyres for both Briggsy and Nazareth. Briggsy's going to come out ahead. Unsurprisingly. It's just it's up to Briggsy to get the good safety car restart. Takunda, interestingly, on another set of mediums though. That is actually a surprise. Actually, Broggers takes the lead, but he's on older tyres. It's effectively Broggers and Gaggeter's job to hold up the leaders now. Or the effective leaders, I should say. That's good. I think this safety car's good for people like TKD and Slayer. Obviously they're miles behind at the moment, but the safety car will definitely bring them back together. TKD gets another 5-second time penalty, so maybe not. Will Slayer pit? Slayer's pitting as well. Okay. But Broggers currently in the lead of the race. Interesting strategy. I don't know why he's not going to stop. Either he has a perfect opportunity for a free pit stop, because let's be real, he's not going to hold the lead, is he? He's got neither is Gaggeter going to hold second. They've got Briggsy and Nazareth, 2 of the quickest drivers in Group 1 in F1. 2 of the quickest drivers in F2 as well. In the league actually, they're some of the quickest drivers on quicker tyres. It's not going to be a good story for them, but I mean, if they want to have the fun, it's a friendly championship. Why don't they have the fun? Let them do what they want. Gaggeter weaving his tyres to warm up. Not really much to say during the safety car, is there? Never is. Bloody hell, it's close to being there. Going side by side almost. It's a drag race down the pit straight. Everyone weaving. God, that's a cool camera angle. I love helicopter cams, just you can see almost everything. I find it funny we get a safety car this race, we didn't get one in the first race when Era Voice caned it into the wall, but we move. Broggers is, Gaggett has pitted and Broggers interestingly staying out. So Gaggett probably not using the best strategy now. He should have probably pitted last lap because obviously most of the grid's going to be bunched up now. Takun has also pitted as well for another set of mediums, I believe. Or he's pitting for softs. I think he might be going for the softs. He looks to be. We'll have to see. Yeah, he's gone for the softs. See the order grids on the softs now, except Albert's gone to fresh mediums, which is interesting. I mean, there's not going to be that many laps of racing left, so those soft tyres aren't going to wear off at all. It's an interesting one from him. Maybe he thinks the race is going to be longer than it actually is. I wonder if Broggers will take these medium tyres to the end. I think he'll try. There's no shame in trying, is there? God, there ain't much happening, is there? I mean, it's a safety car, what do we expect? These are points where I wish we had, where I had someone with me like Ben or something. Because we'd just be having absolute banter right at this point. If anyone is still watching, how's all your days going? Like, if Freddie's still here, how's your day going? Ethan, I mean, I know how your day is going, we talk with you all day. How's your internet, Ethan? That's a good question. Whoever else is out, and the other one's probably as me. Wonder when the safety car will go in, actually. It's quite... Oh, it's going in now! As we get underway then, Broggers doesn't get the best restart. Briggsy able to capitalise already. Down the pit straight we go, side by side between the two drivers. As he go down the inside, he backs out of it. We'll look further back into turn one. We go multiple cars going wide. There's TKD looking for a move on, I believe that was either a voice or something. I don't know, I'm not sure actually. But Gaggett has fallen back down to last. Terry's decided to call me for no reason, but we move. There's only 1/10 separating Briggsy and Nazareth. God, it's going to be a good battle here. Broggers struggling. Briggsy, what a move! That was fantastic. Broggers has put Nazareth into the wall. That's disgusting from him. There's no way he didn't see Nazareth there. There's more chaos at the back as Dukan has spun round again into the wall. Absolute chaos everywhere. Broggers also into the wall. What a chaotic restart that was. As another safety car has been deployed. Blimey, that was a hard one to commentate over. Just absolute chaos everywhere. This safety car can't last for too long. Albert's in second again. Safety car, that's not, it's still out. I can't see the safety car lasting long. Such a shame for all the drivers. Honestly, half the grid's now pitted again. I mean, maybe they all have damage. That's how chaotic the restart was. Once again, safety car being the safety car. I think Brogus is honestly just retire himself. Crashed into me yesterday, then he's crashing into Nazareth today. It's going to be a one lap finish, it looks like it. Briggs just said in the Discord it's going to be a one lap sprint. It does look like it, it does very much look like it. Are these two dicing? They're just like they're trying to race. Safety car's in this lap. Got 2 laps to the end then, a nice quick safety car this time. Alright. Let's see who gets a good restart this time. As away we go then. Briggsy getting a really good restart. Alpha Stun's quite close. Everyone in the slipstream of everyone. Can Albert go for the move into turn 1? No, he's not going to be anywhere near close enough. But Alpha Stuns are looking for the move on Era Voice, who's surprisingly sitting in 3rd place. As up the S as we go. Albert White struggling on those mediums, Ero's on these significantly quicker tyre. Slayer's also chasing Alpha Stuns as well, both on soft tyres. Very close between these two as Slayer gets a really good exit. Alpha Stuns is off the track, does he spin? They manages to hold it. Only 1/10 separating these two as well. Into the hairpin we go. Nice lines from them there. Everyone relatively fast. Briggs is pulling away. Nazareth has got a 3-second time penalty for traffic sealing. Down the hill we go to 130R then. Only 4/10 separating these two. Era Voice is on the quicker tyre. Seems to be the quicker driver at this stage as well then. Into 130R we go. As Secunda gets a 3-second time penalty as well for track limits. Into the chicane, he'll probably get a better exit as Albert goes slightly wide, wider than you'd like anyway. Not losing too much time as Era Voice gets a mental exit. As down the straight we go. No DRS still yet, so it's no DRS at all this lap, so it's just to the end with no DRS at all then. Into turn 1 we go. Albert's praying he can hold 2nd place. He probably will either way. We'll have a look at the penalties. Only 3 seconds. If Era gets past him soon, can he make the gap 3 seconds? Almost looking for a move around the outside. I think he went for it actually. Because Albert's gone incredibly wide. Nice little clip the curve from Era Voice. Era was quick here before. Yeah, he still is. How God, Albert is praying he can hold it to the end. He looks for it. Just keeping Albert under pressure. Will he go through even the hairpin? I think if he goes for a really late line, he can do it. It's the last lap. I mean, you may as well say. I think Albert's a bit wobbly. He's wobbling. All the way to Spoon we go. Will we see a last lap overtake between these two drivers? Through Spoon we go. How's Albert? Albert doesn't get a great exit yet, but we have to see an overtake. Down the straight we come. Will you see him moving to 130? Oh, he's in the slipstream. He opens the door. Does he go for it? They're still there side by side. Albert's gone wide into the chicane. Round the outside. Can he pull it off? He goes for the move. Still side by side. And the second to last corner, the second to last lap. Era Voice escapes. He goes wide into drag race to the line. Era Voice comes in, so everyone's so close to call. Almost a photo finish between 4 drivers. Era Voice has fallen down to 4th. Slayer taking an unlikely 3rd. Albert surprisingly holding 2nd. What a fantastic ending. All 4 cars fighting for that podium. And also, we couldn't end the race without Brogger spinning as well, as he spun at the chicane and basically ended in the barrier. Karma, that's effectively karma for him, as he comes across the line to take ninth place. Albert once again getting driver of the day. What an insane last lap. All 4 drivers at the last corner just going for it. It's like the Styrian GP again. What race was before Monaco? Wasn't Netherlands, was it? Spain. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the stream today. Hope everyone enjoyed watching. Some pretty decent racing. Race 1 was alright, nothing special, but I will see you all next week for the finale of the Christmas Friendly Championship. Have a good evening. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you. Well, I'll see you next week, or probably before. Well, I'm going to be obviously uploading the highlights, but thanks everyone for turning up, and I'll see you live. Maybe even Friday if I do another practice session. But yeah, stay safe everyone.